I've had some concerns about whether or not having one wife would be enough for him.
The cameras did roll constantly, but not all of it aired. The Brown family had a perfectly controlled narrative to present on television for years. But hidden behind the scenes, out of public view, stood a vault. Figurative, perhaps, but one that was protected as staunchly as any bank and what lay inside. Secrets that would redefine everything viewers believed they knew about the sister wives' empire. It began with a harmless slip in an off-the-record interview. An ex-TLC producer, no longer under NDAs, referred to unusable footage. Not for being dull, but for being too genuine. Breakdowns, all-night fights, and admissions that, if broadcast, would have shredded the 10-year, long-constructed narrative. Janelle, the strong, silent one of the family, once insisted the cameras cease filming after a shouting match with Cody that left even the crew in stunned silence. That moment locked away Christine. In a whispered voice barely above a breath, once confessed to being afraid of what the truth might do. What truth? The answer was always pushed away. The footage labeled as sensitive and put away. But nothing stays buried forever. What set off the release was not a tell-all book nor a documentary, but a standard audit of TLC's historical footage as part of a corporate restructuring. A digital aide sorting through drives came across a folder titled Roll Fate Restricted, Internal Use Only. What was inside? Clips never aired to the public, and in those, shots of Cody striking a deal, one that was contrary to all he asserted in court about property splits at Coyote Pass. When rumors of the video started spreading internally, TLC found itself in a bind. Air it and risk criticism for keeping it under wraps all these years. Or deep six it again, this time permanently. But the news was already out. Family members, none the wiser that the vault was about to be unlocked, started getting phone calls. Some flat out denied it. Others, such as Mickelty and Gwendolyn, remained unsettlingly quiet. What was in that video? Why was it concealed? And who stood to lose the most if it came out? The video wasn't the only secret. Underneath the veneer of every family reunion and episode wrap party was a tacit understanding, spoken in looks. In silence, their livelihood was the show. But honesty at what price? In one never-before-released clip, Robyn is caught talking frankly to a field producer while switching locations. Her voice was otherwise guard down. She entrusted that the family's finances were a house of cards long before there were lawsuits. That clip alone, if released, would have raised red flags for legal teams and devoted fans everywhere. But it wasn't. It sat in the vault. Until now. What shocked audiences when the video leaked wasn't necessarily the message. It was who was saying it. Gabriel, who was previously reserved and relegated to the background, laid bare in a one that he was a pawn in a game of money. His words, collected but weighty, cut deeper than any statement in court. It was a picture of not unity, but seething resentment building behind closed doors. And then there were the ledgers. Handwritten notes discovered on the raw footage props indicated the beginning side deals that Cody was striking with the producers. Guarantees of control over the story, suggested revisions, even automatic approval or rejection power over particular storylines. It wasn't against the law, but it wasn't what audiences believed they were seeing either. It was reality television, with the staging accuracy of a courtroom television show. When the contents of the vault were revealed, the greatest surprise wasn't the fans' betrayal. It was how the family reacted themselves. Christine allegedly sobbed when she watched an old video of herself, raw and uncut, questioning Robyn years earlier before their very public split. They knew. She breathed. They all knew. Janelle allegedly referred to the release of the vault material as a necessary evil. And Cody, he has said nothing. But sources say he is racing to prevent the rest from being released, because what has been seen is already sufficient to reverse public opinion. But what isn't could just ruin the entire brand they built. And now that the vault is open,